I'm gonna move things around. Site plan review for 285 West Boylston Street. Gonna try to get some people here that were first for last meeting that got canceled due to the weather. So,
Sounds good to me.
yep. This way.
What's that?
Where's yours?
Sure. For the record, my name is Paul Broadmerkle. I'm with Site Design Professionals. And I'm here this evening with a solar farm to be considered under your approval for site plan review. The project is located just behind the recently capped landfill off of South Middle Road. The address of this property is 285 West Boylston Street. The access is off of West Boylston Street. It's actually in Sterling. It goes down through the back of the property across the railroad tracks. What's unique about the property is that it is next to the town's property, their landfill. And we're utilizing an easement that we've been working on with the select board, which brings the power outlet from the solar farm behind the landfill out to South Middle Road, where National Grid will provide us with an interconnect. Not a real complicated project. Solar farms mostly just grading plans. We did a drainage study on the property to balance flows between pre and post development. That's part of your package. Beyond that, it's a ground mount solar project. Nothing unusual about it. It's changing what was a former sand pit into a meadow with solar units throughout. That's it.
What's the total acreage of the not of the whole property, but of the area of the solar farm? It's gonna be actual panels, I guess.
This piece there's actually two properties involved. This property is bifurcated by the town line between Sterling and Clinton. You got 15 acres in Clinton and 13 acres in Sterling for that property. Beyond that, there's another piece that is totally and completely in Sterling, and that would be 35 acres. So it's a Sterling Clinton project.
So what's the piece in Clinton the total for that one gonna be?
Probably, well, because we have to recognize setbacks, not just zoning, but more effectively the setbacks for the solar exposure to it, be about 8 to 9 acres of panels.
Okay.
Surprisingly, there's over a 100-foot setback from the property line if it's wooded at the perimeter. What is needed for a solar panel to be successful is full exposure to the sun between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. If you don't get that exposure, then it's not profitable to install a panel.
So just looking at this, your area in Clinton's 15.21 acres, and you're saying 8 to 9 acres, so probably about 60%, somewhere right around there for coverage.
Yeah.
Guessing.
You lose a lot at the perimeter, right?
Okay. I don't have any questions. Any questions from the board?
I got one little question. Can you tell me, will this be tax exempt or property tax exempt because it's utility?
No. In Massachusetts, solar farms set up what are called pilot agreements, which is an acronym for payment in lieu of taxes. So we'll negotiate agreement with the selectmen,
Okay.
the select board. Property. And that will be based on the value of the equipment that goes out there, and it will be over a 20-year period.
That's all I need to know. Thank you.
Some other questions from the board. Any, questions from the public comment?
Make a motion to approve the solar panel.
Make a motion to close the hearing.
Make a motion to close the hearing first.
Okay,
So,
somebody make it.
Doug did.
Second,
All in favor?
close. So I make a motion to approve those, solar panel project over there. Second. Wilson Street.
All in favor?
Aye.
All set?
One question for you. There are sections in your bylaw in the site plan review that require certain amenities, like parking and things like that. The bylaw is it's kind of set up
Approved it.
based on the assumption that we were going to put a building and parking and all that sort of thing. Could I just mention those things to you to make sure that they're done?
Yeah, they're in there. We just approved it as it was written.
Because you might want to waive those requirements. I'm not sure how you go about doing that.
It's in the,
In
you
your-
read it in here.
your
You're
packet.
asking for them to be waived.
Right. So
Yeah.
under
So-
section 5100 of the bylaw, it has certain parking requirements.
Right.
Well, in a solar farm, we don't have need for parking. It's in fact, we have 8-foot tall security fences to prevent people from parking there or getting in there. And under section 5200, you have loading areas. That would be for a commercial building, so we don't have any of that. Section 5300 is for sign requirements. We're not
You don't need that.
advertising, we're not open to the public. 5400 is general landscaping requirements, and you don't landscape solar farms. So section 9440 is the final one is to use a scale of 1 inch equals 40 feet. We use 60 feet because it fit the whole plan onto one sheet, and that way it's a lot easier to read the plans. So
Yeah,
if
so
the
we,
board could see fit to waive those requirements, it might be helpful to the building inspector.
Yeah, we're gonna,
yeah, when your attorney writes the decision, we'll include that, so it's in the package,
Okay.
we just approved.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, I'm good.
good luck.
Thank you for your time.
All right, moving on. Special permit for 1181 Main Street, Jobs and Lowe's Realty.
It's still sitting in the building. I don't know. We can all try it. Carrying. It's still sitting in the audience. Still sitting in the audience.
Mr. O'Neill,
Good evening. I'm sorry, we were talking, we didn't hear that we were.
that's okay.
Um, So I'm here tonight, Bill O'Neill representing Derek Shaws and Isaac Lowe regarding the property Riverview condominiums they're proposing in 1181 Main Street and not in Clinton. And I think most of the board members know both Mr. Shaws and Mr. Lowe. They enjoy a very good reputation as far as the building in Clinton. If anybody isn't aware, take a ride over Walnut Street and see the corner of Prescott or Prospect and Walnut, and you'll see the quality of the work that presents. But we were here a few months ago and kind of getting a pulse reading from the board on a project that was approved 20 years ago with Mr. Bosnell and what never got built out. So the question, we were trying to get an idea of the board's appetite was, and nothing terribly negative was cited. So they come back, had engineering done, had 21 tests done, and they have the petition before you seeking approval for 28 units.
Yep.
As far as technical questions, their engineers, Mr. Fuller was here.
Steve Poole.
Oh, Steve Bull, I'm sorry, sir. And so he can answer technical questions, engineering wise, as well as Mr. Lowe and Mr. Shops.
Did you guys get the copy from Haley and Ward that they're
The peer review?
the peer review?
Yes.
Yeah. Mr. Lowe can speak to that directly.
Yeah, the item one references the environmental testing, which we did a phase 1 and a phase 2.
Okay,
And they analyzed, did some digging, test holes, all those kinds of things. Basically, there was some contamination on the surface, nothing deep, nothing in the groundwater. So they have given us a plan and a quote as far as how much material would need to be removed and treated and so forth. I could get you guys copies of those.
all right, how about,
Number 2, what were they?
number 2, you should be all set, because I
Yeah.
think that there was some question about that 50% before. We're all set with that.
You know,
Something to just add to for the board's recollection is there's 5 acres in Lancaster as well, that's pretty much landlocked. We're probably never gonna get developed, it would only, the access would be through this property. But it goes around the condos on the corner of Dane and Carter Street,
Mhm.
goes along that way, but that land would not be developed.
For the parking spaces, item 3, we are showing 2 spaces per unit, one garage under and one driveway space for each.
So
Yeah, two bedroom units. Yeah.
that would,
All right.
Yeah, they do say two spaces per 3+ bedroom, and we're proposing 2-bedroom apartments.
Then number 4, did you, is the lighting marked on the plan for the exterior lighting and stuff?
I don't.
I mean, that can be
Free.
free.
Just on the building at this point. So landscape lighting? We haven't. Okay, so as of right now, we only have it attached to the building, but we
Okay.
are open to adding some pole lighting and landscape lighting as needed.
And then let's see,
Protection also, you're out.
fire protection.
Whatever, that's before permit. What about the flood hazard part of that?
Yeah, that would be. Could you speak about the floodplain?
Yes, Steve Poole from Lakeview Engineering. We've had some issues trying to figure out the floodplain. There's a little conflict between the brook and the river. And I think we've got that resolved. So now that we can go through and do those calculations. And that also affects the drainage system too. So-
Yes.
So that's additional information we're gonna have to provide to the board and your consultant.
Okay, so that's number 9.
It's not long. They brought it off the street, yeah.
Is that worth mentioning?
Yeah.
John Howard's bring up water service and the sewer service street. I don't know if that's worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Okay.
So number 10 will be. And then
Yeah, you know.
the only thing, the other thing,
That goes along
12,
with floodplains.
number 12 for the stormwater calculations.
Yeah, well, that's.
But that'll have to be, that
That'll
goes,
be-
that goes into in thing with number 9.
Yeah, so that'd be post approval, pre-permitting. They have to provide that. Right.
Not interrupt your question. I believe that the water issue, access to water was actually built out by Mr. Busno 20 years ago.
Yeah, the water and sewer, we're just talking about the
Okay.
number 12, the flood count, the stormwater calcs, which you can't figure out until they figure out the flood plain elevation. So that'll have to get done after the fact, but before permitting, obviously.
Yeah.
So I think the only major hurdle you guys have is number 9. That you still have some work and some final calculations that you have to do.
Just with the floodplain, yeah,
Those calculations.
yes.
Number
correct,
9,
yep.
and then that'll tie in with 12. So
Stormwater and flood, yeah.
Yeah, and that's all tied with the calculations are tied into where the flood elevation is and how much storage we have.
Yeah.
We created a very large basin area. We just need to get that final flood elevation. If we get the brook is on one elevation system and the river seems to be on a different one. According to their profile of the brook, it goes 10 feet over the road coming down by the liquor store.
sure.
So, yeah, there's some conflict there.
At the end of that proposed roadway, what happens there? Oh, I see, forget it.
It just dead ends at the end of it, yep.
Did you get any comment from the fire on that yet? Did you talk to the fire chief?
I did, I dropped off the plan and he said he would review it. I haven't had any more information from him since.
There's no sort of a turnaround down there or anything?
There is a turnaround in the,
I mean, it's not showing it on here. I
Yeah,
don't know.
large.
Larger plans. Okay,
Yeah,
it's just not showing it here.
Second page, next page.
yeah, that's the circle there, yep. Page 5 of 7 shows kind of the,
Yeah, no, I see it now. Sorry.
The only other thing I'd like to see, Mr. Chairman, would be plant sizes, so they're not babies, little tiny ones, and I'd like to see, all of the landscape and turf areas irrigated. You can put that in the decision. No problem with that, do any of that?
Any questions, concerns from anybody? Board, Douglas?
A little more parking, but I'm not gonna, for people visiting, but I don't see where you're gonna get it. So. But otherwise, no.
Okay. John?
No.
Deal?
One other item, just to point out that the existing building that's there, none of the homes would be that close to the road. So everything would be behind the existing structure and running backward.
The existing structure is gonna come down.
Yes,
Right.
that, it wouldn't have to just for the
Until-
construction, I'm just saying,
Yeah,
yeah.
the finished product. Any questions from the public?
I'll make a motion, we close the meeting.
Oh, wait a minute. Dale's writing.
Good, you can close. Second.
All in favor? That's your truck. I'll take it over again.
All right, so I guess. I would, in the form of a motion. I guess we get rid of a junkyard. What is Clinton gonna do with only one junkyard? I guess what I would do in the form of a motion is approve this condominium complex down there. And in the decision, there would be no permitting until we see lighting plan, until we see the drainage calcs for the floodplain, until we see plant material sizes on the plan and lawn and landscape irrigation goes together with that.
Second. All in favor?
Hey, can I ask just for my notes here? I think you lost me at number 3, Dale. Lighting, drainage,
Drainage, plant material size
plant,
on the plan.
Got plantings all over.
and then line.
And water, yeah, water, keep an eye, and if you can water, like, just, as a note to those, you guys, if you can water that with a common water source at the condos, so the condo association has full control over it, so there's not one guy water and one guy not. So it looks good all the time.
Yeah.
So the property value stays up and you keep good people in there.
Yep.
That's what I'm going for.
Yep, makes perfect sense. Okay.
All set?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Everyone's easy back here.
That being said, special permit, Creative Asset Management LLC on 103 Brook Street.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and board members. For the record, my name's David Sadowski. I'm the principal of DJ and Associates. And we put together a special permit for a property at 103 Brook Street. 103 Brook Street, even though it seems like it's in a residential zone, is actually zoned industrial. The only way to put a single family in an industrial zone is to come in for a special permit. All the houses that are up on Greeley Street, either single or two family. There's condos across the street from this location. The only thing is the old, well, I guess it's a marijuana manufacturing facility that's be adjacent to this property. The property itself will have the proper frontage, it'll have the proper area. There won't be any variances asked for whatsoever. The only thing would be the special permit to allow a residential, single family in the industrial zone.
According to your plot plan here, it looks like you're trying to split the frontage on Brook Street.
Yes. So the new lot will have 110 feet on Brook Street and the existing building will have 130 feet on Greeley Street.
So
It'll also have 55 feet on Brook.
are you aware that I believe there's no water and no sewage on that end of Brook Street?
Yes, there's no sewerage, there's water.
So where are you gonna get your sewage from?
I have another plan if I can approach the bench.
So,
Well, I have a plan that has a 20-foot wide utility easement that goes in front of the existing structure that comes out on Greeley Street.
okay.
This was just a plan to see if.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to do.
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize that there's still a brook that runs under Brook Street.
Hence the name Brook Street.
Yeah. And that's why I think sewer was never established here. It comes down Greeley and goes across.
Yeah.
And then it goes down along the main portion of the brook. So we found out that even the shop that was there had nothing. It's when they get to the first residential buildings, they actually have a sewer extended out. But I looked and I saw water gates on Brook Street itself. But I do have a utility easement that talks about sewer and water and electric, those, so it's gotta be underground.
Okay.
Thank you. I also spoke to the building inspector and he said a 20-foot wide easement would be sufficient.
So where that existing house is now, that's in the industrial zone.
Yes.
Any questions from the board?
Nothing we can do.
Douglas?
I really don't like it, but if they meet the fucking frontage and all,
Yeah.
you know.
John?
Easement, it's legal lot.
Right?
Nobody easements from here. There's a no sewage and water. It's an A and R, we don't have to vote on it.
No, this right here is.
'Cause it's industrial.
It's a special permit
Why?
because it's an
Oh, industrial. Sorry.
John, anything?
No, I don't like it either.
Any comments from the public?
Yeah, so you're keeping the existing house there, you're splitting the lot, adding another house?
Sir, if you could just state your name and,
Jefferson Gould, I own 32 Greeley Street diagonally across
okay.
from these guys.
Yes, there'd be an existing house that would go in from the building, between the building and the manufacturer, the marijuana manufacturer. There'd be a lot that would be created over there. It would have over 12,000 square feet and it would have 110 feet of frontage on Brook Street. So there'd be nothing between the house and your property. So it would be installed.
Are you guys gonna live in one of the houses?
I'm just the engineer.
Yes.
I live in Clinton now.
We know.
Well, I live at 5-7 Cedar Street. I was born there.
To be honest with you, you meet all the parameters, but myself personally, I'm really not too keen on letting another single family house go into that industrial area because of what's next to it. And I think down the road, this would be detrimental to the town of Clinton and to this board to opening up a can of worms.
We agree.
Could
And
I speak, Mr. Chairman?
sure,
All right. There is a provision in your bylaws that allows special permit to allow a single family house in the industrial zone. I mean, it's not like we're inventing something new that anyone else.
I'm just saying how I feel. I'm
All right,
not saying what's in the book, Dave.
I just
saying how I
I
feel.
just wanted to state that it's in there for a reason. It's not like we invented that. Anyone else can come in and apply for the same thing. I do know that there's other residences all through
On the
that
other
area.
side of that coin too, Mr. Chairman, that if an industrial building wanted to build next to that residential home, they would have certain offsets that they would have to meet. Which this lot, you could not meet the offsets that you should have between the industrial lot and another new house. That's the conundrum.
Mr. Chairman, even though it might meet the residential thing, it's still in an industrial area.
So I am.
So it is a special permit.
Favor of this. Well, neither am I.
Hmm?
It's industrial. We gotta remember that house wasn't there as a house initially. You know, I mean, they sold stone out of there, monuments. Right.
Yeah,
So I'm a no, just before we pull the vote. Yeah, I'm a no,
all right, well,
unless they want to withdraw.
one,
Check it out.
What do you want to do? Do you want to withdraw before we vote or or?
Can we withdraw without prejudice and reevaluate the site?
Yes,
Would the board allow that?
yes.
Then we'd like to motion the board to allow us to withdraw without prejudice.
I'll make a motion.
All in favor?
Thank you very much.
Thanks. All right.
Oh, now we got all this.
Moving on, 633 Union Street, Zayla UC, upstate.
Oh, Jesus.
Good evening. How you guys doing tonight?
Good, how are you?
Holidays.
You too.
Good to see you all again. We're here informally this evening. Thank you again. Thanks for letting us join you. I'd like to share a couple of updates about 63 Union and Jack's Mill. And I talked with Dale, and I believe I've spoken with a couple of other folks in town, Kevin and Chief and Gary Smith, about the currently proposed ramp to Street for 63 Union Street for Davis and Warner. After meeting with all of those folks, as well as our neighbors at Philip Committee Size, it's come to our attention that our ramp would partially obstruct access to their rear alleyway, which is primarily just used for their trash chute. There's no real parking back there. There's no real other use. It's just their trash. After meeting with them, we'd like to move our ramp 5 feet closer to James's Corner, to the physical building itself. After talking again with all of those folks in the town and all of our engineers, it sounds as though that wouldn't cause any issues for setbacks or for access or for not changing around. We're just hoping to scoot it a little bit closer to our building. Nigel Lau, who's the new assistant project manager with this, got a handout which shows the existing and the proposed location of that ramp that you can all see.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Again, this doesn't change it. The turning radius is no access. It's changed. It's truly our neighbors came to us and asked for some help. They'd like to maintain access to that trash chute. So this is just why
It's a neighborly thing to do.
we think so. We go around, we want to come and get your feedback, get your approval, but
You gotta find a new home for those 9 trees, Lily.
which we can do. We can also get some skinnier trees.
And speaking of that, what kind of trees are gonna overgrow the drive?
Yeah. Plaster ones. I'll be in consultation with them.
Well, I know you can do it, especially at the exit.
With that, Mr. Chairman.
Agreed.
Here's the
That,
change.
the top of that is gonna be about 8 feet
Red.
above the base elevation of our building. It'd be a
It's
good
5
tree.
more feet this way.
Sure,
Oh,
which
okay.
will also be offset.
So I think it's the right thing to do.
Look at your neighbors, absolutely.
Took a walk with, I haven't walked with Gary Smith, but this commissioner here, we've talked about it. I have walked it with the manager, Deputy Kevin Bartlett. We've looked at, we've done all the medicals. You have your thumbs out.
Okay.
Comments from the board, anybody?
I got no problem with that. Let's see what else you got.
Oh, what, on to more important things. What's the status of the gate down to Jacksonville?
After months. So you realize that gate, first of all, it's a nice gate, but we have a special custom piece of equipment that we're installing with it. It's that form, the automatic opener that works with emergency vehicle strobes, was in manufacturing for 12 weeks. It's scheduled to arrive, I've heard this from before, so I'm hesitant, it's scheduled to arrive tomorrow, install Thursday of this week. We've done all the prep work, we have all of our conduit lines that are prepped, we've got the base, we've got the pedestal. Now Patriot is just gonna come, so, but they're scheduled for 8 a.m. on Thursday.
So hopefully maybe this time next month at our next hearing, it'll be in and working, maybe?
I'm willing to be in Friday morning, ready to use.
Or it's not stretching.
Take a little longer. I talked to Chief this afternoon, him and I are gonna meet Thursday afternoon. If any of you would like to join us to take a look at it, please, we'll reach out. But we're gonna come down. We'll get it done up.
Okay.
But Thursday is the day.
Sounds good.
All right. How about what up with the P pad in there? We never voted on that.
We didn't, so that was,
Oh, because-
after talking with you and with John and with others, it doesn't make that much sense to have it. It just doesn't, it doesn't make that much sense.
Okay.
So
like
we're, after talking with everybody, yeah,
Yeah, I do.
why don't they go outside in that area, right next to, there's an exterior door on the back side of the plan, right next to the ramp, to create a nice kind of enclosed area. We're thinking that may make more sense. It's kind of-
Makes more sense.
It's right into our systems.
All right. How about the rooftops? Did you get rid of those too?
Rooftop deck? Yes. Again, after talking with everybody in town,
All right.
we're no longer trying to do that. Let's have a good finished building, let's make it beautiful, let's do the right thing, but, let's
Keep it simple.
keep it simple. So, no rooftop, deck, no indoor pet relief area.
All right.
We would like to move the ramp. It sounds as though we have generally good feedback. Oh, it's great. Other than that, you may have noticed, I don't know how many of you have been stuck at the light at Main Street and Church Street. It's been about a month since I've been stuck. We just got that improved with Pine Ridge Technologies. The electrical inspector has said that it's working.
Yeah, it's definitely working better, way better.
Did they put the new cameras in?
We got the new IntelliNet cameras. They got that in about a month ago,
Yeah.
and
Fantastic.
I've noticed a difference.
Fix that one, we screwed up the other two.
Oh, yeah. And I don't want to fucking on Water Street. It's like, what is he doing? Get after him.
We got the IntelliNet cameras in, just, about 50% through with the ADA had improvements on the concrete sidewalks around the area. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to do the painting, the weather's just not been cooperating with us. We'll do that as we get closer to spring, when it lasts. But other than that, yeah, we're making progress.
Good.
We're addressing all of the internal order conditions, and we are 80 to 90% complete with them to get that ramped in the next 30 days. Now that we've got the thumbs up from you guys, and we should be out for the races.
Good, moving forward.
I did also want to share about the alleyway paving at Jackson Mill. We began the process of bidding and engineering that work. Met with Kevin Bartlett at DPW, who requested that we go in front of the Conservation Commission. About a few months ago, I don't know exactly which month, FEMA released new maps for floodplain, which is amazing, it's unbelievable. We've got Coach Lake Stream right behind that building. So he's concerned that we may be within the Conservation Commission purview, and he requested that we go in front of them. So I met with 5 of our engineers this morning, civil, survey, wetlands, you name it, we were all on site this morning. We're working on it, but it's gonna take some time to get Concom.
Good luck.
Thank you.
It should go a lot smoother. They have a new agent down there. I don't know if you met Sierra yet.
I've met her here, I've not met her.
Yeah, so
It's like-
I think she's cutting through a lot of the red tape for the Conservation Commission and stuff, so
Great.
at least now you have a point person to contact
Yeah.
and go from there, so hopefully things will move a little bit faster, I should say.
Yeah, that would be great. Thank you.
All right,
That's all I have for you. Thank you all for your time.
All right.
Enjoy your evening.
keep moving forward. Yeah.
Very good. Thank you.
Jeff Gould, 32 Greeley Street.
I don't have the AC right, Bob. So, I'm Jeff Gould, I own 32 Greeley, I own 96 Brook Street. In April, my 30-year-old building burned to the ground. We tore it down in July, we're putting this up in its place. Similar, more modern, lower. No.
Same footprint, right?
Same footprint, same foundation. No need to do anything with you guys for that. We're looking at different tenants coming in here. And changing the use of what we want to do. It was factory. We're gonna change it to business use, what we're trying to do. The people I've been talking to, I have no tenants signed up at this point, but the ones we've been talking to have been like physical therapy or gym or dance or treatments, things along those lines, okay, wellness, that kind of stuff. So, you know, here's a typical floor plan. What we're doing is we're splitting the building down the middle with a firewall across there, making it 2 tenant spaces. 6,800 square feet now, so it'll be 1,800 and 5,000. So that comes down to parking then, so it's the last piece of the puzzle. Okay, didn't have enough parking, as it was. So we can fit 14 spaces in Greeley Street itself. Okay, is the existing building, is Greeley Street, is Brook Street. I own 96 Brook also, okay? I want to encroach on 96 Brook Street and put parking up in the middle of it. Okay, here's the existing barber shop, here's the existing back building. And then that gives us a total of 22 spaces. Now, per permit or per your code, I need 23 and a half spaces. So I need allowance for that and allowance to change use. So I think that's what I need from you guys. What are your thoughts?
Right off the bat, I think what you want to do down there is really good for the area. And I have no problem with the waiver for the 3.5 parking spaces. I don't think that's gonna make much of a difference down there for the use that you're trying for. But I think it's a great idea down there.
Ultimately, we have the opportunity to put more spaces here. But the barbershop building, I mean, we get the Hastings boys in there, as long as they want to keep doing their business in there. And if they move out, or if the roof collapses in that building, it's old, then we'll take that down, we'll add some more parking, clean the whole corner up nicely. But for right now, I'd like to leave the barbershop intact. It's a little awkward doing it like this, but it all works, it all fits. We've got Hannigan Engineering working on, you know, real prints for this. But I just wanted to get a talk with you guys and see, make sure you guys are on board, make sure this is all right.
Is that gonna be still fenced in, or are you gonna be taking a?
I've got full fence here, I'm gonna fence here and fence here. And then there'll be some fencing right here.
So is there gonna be an exit on Brook?
No,
No, okay.
no, exits only this way. One of the things that I also wanted to talk about is, here's sidewalk here, here's Greeley Street, here's sidewalk. And this green space here is a space between the sidewalk and my property line, okay? Right now, and for the last 30 years, the parking lot's gone right up within a couple of feet of the sidewalk. I've got a picket fence there, or a stockade fence there, or whatever. You know, so we've encroached all those years. So now here we have it pushed back to it, you know, where it's correct and proper, which is fine. My question is, I've got a slope issue. To get the drainage right, we're gonna raise this edge here a couple of feet up over the sidewalk level. Okay, so I'm gonna put some sort of a retention wall along it, just stylized concrete block wall, I believe. Can I encroach on this? Can those blocks be on your land?
It's a good question. Yeah,
You can't encroach
don't
on
think so.
sidewalks.
what do you mean? It happens all over town.
I know, but you can't encroach the sidewalk.
No, but he can be up against it.
Yeah.
No, they'll be 3 feet off the sidewalk
Yeah.
anyways.
Fair.
One-
Oh,
Yeah, I'll have green space there still. The other thing that, let me just point out, we're gonna get a new telephone pole. We're gonna pole here. They're gonna put a phone pole, right in this area here. Okay, electric pole. You need, I don't know, 600 amps or something these days, you know, and they gotta run heavy cables. They can't go the distance like it was a distance, so. So they'll probably come to you guys. I think they have to put some sort of a notice or something.
Yeah, I think that usually gets approved by the selectmen.
So that'll take a while apparently.
so you're looking for
National
two
Grid.
tenants in the
Yes, they
building.
put 2 tenants.
All right.
Yep.
I mean, the dance is gonna be, they're all wide open, usually
Right.
the area. But all depends, you're gonna, whoever you get, you're gonna
Build it up accordingly.
accordingly,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Because
Right
if,
now it's set up, I've got, plumbing for 5 ADA bathrooms in there. You know, I've roughed it in very flexible so that it can accommodate a bunch, you know, whoever we get. But until I get a blessing from you guys that I can change the use, you know, I don't want to sign anybody in or anything like
Yeah.
that, so.
I think it's a great idea.
Does that all seem okay for you guys?
Does, I think it's great.
So if I come back with a formal plan here, for next week or next month or whatever, come for a formal thing. Okay.
Do we have to take a vote on it?
Nope, no, it's not, this is informal.
Well, right, I thought not informal, but. That should
be
next trouble. Right.
Yeah, I'll bring a real fully engineered plan and give you guys packets and do it all, you know. for-
Sounds
Great.
good.
Sounds great.
Gentlemen, thanks a lot.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you. You, Jeff.
That being said, Maria Letarte, Phil O'Brien, architect, 239 Chestnut Street.
I'm sorry, Marie is not feeling well. She's been out of work for 3 days.
Okay.
My name's Phil O'Brien at Johnson Roberts Architects. I brought slides. I presented in this room half a dozen times so far, and I've always, but Mike Ward is also on the permit building committee, and he's gonna run down and see if he can get some stuff printed for me. I'm happy to try to plug it into the television if you want to see it. We could wait for Mike.
You want to, we get out of the business, we can talk if you want to wait.
Yeah, we'll do that. Thank you for your patience.
All right. Matthew Echo, 830, 894 Main Street. Mr. Philbin,
625 minutes.
625 Main Street.
We just had a decision.
No decision.
I didn't have copies, so this one's just for me.
That's for you and then I made a copy for all of them.
Oh, you did?
Okay.
All right.
Good, how are
You
you?
didn't get to review this fucking thing.
Thank you. Sure, this is bad.
This is, yeah, but the Verizon.
I don't know, I didn't even look at that.
We're in town.
Right, with up next to you, Paul, next to your,
Oh, right here.
Oh, okay. Oh, sure. All those are already designed. Okay, that's great. I have
This be.
I have multiple.
Verizon, by the Verizon building.
Thank you. You want to do check?
Yep, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.
So I'm happy to.
Yeah.
Should I do it the way that I usually do? So I can't take credit for drafting this. Steve did the drafting as you had asked him to do, and then sent a version to me a few weeks ago. I probably to his chagrin, redlined the heck out of it, and he sent it back and accepted most of my edits. And there were a few questions I had that he answered. So I think this is in pretty good shape. Mostly what I did is I think Steve's version had maybe the 5 or 6 conditions that the board had requested specifically during the proceedings. But as you know, you have about 10 or 12 other sort of standard conditions that are included now in most all your decisions that provide additional protection. Things like addressing future changes, providing your building inspector access to the property, things of that sort. So I added those standard conditions in, and Steve has no objection to them. So The document you have in front of you is the latest version. It's a clean version. The first page, really 2 pages, is a fairly comprehensive background section. And the reason it's so comprehensive is because it first speaks to the application that was submitted way back in October of 2024. And then, as you know, midway through the process, about 8 months in, there were substantial changes made to the project and a different version was submitted at the board's request. And so this lays all of that out, the original project, the sections of the bylaw that were implicated. And then on page 2, starting at the top of page 2, is a description of the modified project. Then paragraph 7 on page 2 addresses the submittals that were made as part of the hearing process. And then the findings of fact began at the bottom of page 2. So just to summarize, to be sure that it's correct, I know that Steve has confirmed it for me, but you know this project as well or better than I do. The project is summarized or described as follows. The building closest to Main Street will continue to have commercial space on the first floor of approximately 3,600 square feet. The second and third floors of that structure will be repurposed as 7 one-bedroom residential units. The buildings to the rear of that structure will be razed or demolished. And a new structure will be built, which will include 10 one-bedroom residential units on the second floor and parking on the first floor. There will be a total of 22 parking spaces with 1 space designated as handicap accessible. So that's the revised project that effectively you voted to approve. Finding of fact number 2 was an important one. I think it was mentioned in the meeting I didn't attend, but my colleague Liz Leiden had attended, but you had discussed wanting multiple exits. And so entrance into and exit out of the project will be on Main Street with an existing 12-foot right-of-way, but an additional exit will be constructed onto Water Street, providing for a right turn only as vehicles exit onto Water Street. The remainder of the findings of fact just incorporate by reference the site plan review criteria and indicate that you've concluded that they are satisfied. So then at the bottom of that page under decision, we get into the conditions. Condition 1 is your standard condition 1 that says that changes will be submitted to you if you determine that they're in substantial conformance with the decision, then the decision need not be modified. But if you determine that there's a material deviation, then you would instruct the applicant to come back before you at a further public hearing. Paragraph 2, standard, project shall be limited to the site work, buildings, and other installations and improvements shown on the plan. 3 says landscaping will be in accordance with the landscaping plan, with plantings maintained and replaced as needed. 4 says all new utilities will be installed underground. 5 says the applicant will satisfy the DPW's will satisfy the DPW that municipal systems can and will provide adequate domestic water supply and wastewater disposal. 6 indicates that the project will be equipped with a fire protection system that is acceptable to the fire department. There was a drainage report and it was reviewed by Haley Ward. So paragraph 7 says that stormwater management will be undertaken in accordance with the site plans and that drainage report. 8 repeats that reference to entrances and exits to the property, including the secondary exit. Indicates that the applicant will be responsible for the care and maintenance of the 12-foot easement. That was something I added in. I don't think was in there in the version that I initially received, but I thought it was important. There was one other project that I recall maybe a number of years ago you'd had where there was access through an easement, and you had included, or I had included similar language just to ensure that since it's an easement, you want to be certain that this property owner is, you're holding them responsible for maintaining it as clear, accessible. And then it refers to the additional exit onto Water Street. It says the exit onto Water Street shall be completed during construction of the project. While completion thereof is not a prerequisite to the issuance of building permits, it does need to occur before the issuance of any occupancy permit, which was in Liz's notes from your last meeting. Paragraph 9 is one that I reviewed, but was drafted by Steve. Immediately prior to the issuance of the first occupancy permit for the project, the applicant shall submit into an escrow account with the board the sum of $17,500, which fund shall be held in escrow by the board for 1 year from the date of receipt. If within that 1 year period, the town contracts for the installation of traffic control cameras at the intersection of Main and Water Streets, then 1/2 of the cost of installation of the cameras will be paid from these escrow funds up to the full amount that's held in escrow, which is deemed to be the applicant's share. If the town doesn't contract within that 1 year period, these funds are returned to the applicant. I fine tuned that a little bit because the original language talked about when they might be installed and talked about when they would be released, and I think calculated the date from the date of the application. So I fine tuned it a little bit so that it's tied to firm dates and is also tied to the contracting for that work, which I think makes the most sense. Paragraph 10 is standard provision requiring ADA and building code and AAB compliance. 11 says the same thing about signage. 12 requires site work and utilities be installed before any CO issues. 13 requires compliance with local, state, and federal laws regarding noise, vibration, and dust. 14 is the one I referred to a moment ago, providing the building inspector of the board access to the site to confirm compliance. 15 is boilerplate, says that to the extent the project requires other permits and licenses, that's the applicant's responsibility. 16 says the applicant has to be in full compliance with these other permits and licenses and so on. 17 requires the applicant to pay any outstanding invoices, otherwise gives you the authority to revoke the decision. 18 says that site plan approval will lapse if substantial use hasn't been begun within 1 year. That's pursuant to your bylaw. 19 requires a recording of the decision with the registry of deeds. And then the last page is just the record of vote. I didn't have in my records, maybe Lourdes does, or maybe you recall, but I wasn't at the meeting and Liz didn't have it in her notes, who made the motion and who seconded the motion to approve. If you don't have it in your records, I suppose you could just revote the decision now that it's in front of you and you can fill those in. Ultimately, it's ministerial. It doesn't particularly matter or affect the substance of the decision.
I'll make a motion to approve the decision as written.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
And the version they have is the one with signatures, ready for signatures?
We're ready for a
Okay, that's great. And thanks to Lourdes for getting that ready for you. Appreciate it.
Is that, you want me to sign this one?
No, we have to, how many we have to say?
No, just have to sign.
Well, is this the one that's up on, what the one they're doing now? Yeah, it's the copy of it. Oh, copy. Gentlemen's bags.
Thank you for being paid.
Oh, this is the marijuana. All for them. Who seconded that? I did. You? Well, this guy never shows. Right? Yeah, no.
All right, let's see. One more. Matthew Eckel,
No, I'm seeing.
830, 894 Main Street.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. As mentioned, Matt Eckel from Fletcher Tilton on behalf of the applicant here. This evening for the board's review informally for a proposed minor modification to the site plan and plans as previously approved for the project at 830, 894 Main Street. We're seeking a determination that the proposed change to the canopy on the gas station is still within substantial compliance and conformance with the plans as previously approved. To To summarize it very briefly, the canopy as approved is 20 feet by 96 feet long. And to comply with current fire suppression regulations, it needs to be 26 feet by 99 feet. So in terms of the depth, 3 feet on the front and the back, and on each side, just 1.5 feet on either side. And again, that's just because the original design was done by a civil engineer, and as the project.
Not a fire protection engineer.
Correct. So as the project progressed and we brought on the fire protection engineer, realized it was too small with current regulations. We obviously want to just make sure the suppression system complies in every way possible. As you know, we've been before you a number of times with some changes. We obviously viewed this as a somewhat minor change, but in working with the building commissioner, certainly wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page and hopefully get your determination. You agree it's still substantial compliance with what was previously approved and doesn't need any full application.
I don't think it's a big deal at this point.
Are they gonna finally get going down there?
For the gas station itself?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, they've been in touch with the commissioner and have some permits in there. Obviously, some of the other project is up and running, but the gas station's ready to go. We just want to make sure all these ducks are in a row.
All right, yeah. Yeah, I'm fine with it. Room two.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's fine.
Get it built.
Great. Just for the record, will we just informally take the board's decision to the building inspector, or should that be
I can,
memorialized?
I
in any
can
way?
talk to him tomorrow and
Okay.
I'll let him know that it's good.
Perfect. Okay, great. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Good
your
night.
time.
Canopy was dead.
All right.
Big fire suppression.
Phil O'Brien?
Thanks for sticking with us. The site plans show page 6 and 7.
Okay.
Not a good.
Most of it.
Just thinking, Graham. Yeah. No.
Oh.
What are you doing?
So we're obviously looking at a new library.
Well, I know what we're looking at, but just so everybody at home knows that this hasn't even gotten approved yet. This is all hypothetical.
This is hypothetical, right?
Right.
The permit building committee and the library wanted to pursue a construction grant from Massachusetts Board of Library Commissioners. That application was due on the 31st of December. And we've been working with them for a couple of months to try to get in, and I know we tried to see you in December, and your meeting got canceled. So that's unfortunate. We wanted to check in with you and just kind of let you know where we're at.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at. The requirements from the Massachusetts Board of Library Commissioners are, now that the application is in, they don't really want you to pursue building a building that has any less than this. That's pretty much their standard. So unless you decide that you wanted to approve something less, in which case you're right. So those are basically the rules from the Massachusetts Board of Library Commissioners. On the next couple of pages here is a summary of where we are with zoning. We put together a little chart here based on all your other requirements that you have for the most part. And the parking is where we own on this. We got a production. We move on.
I won't render an opinion on this, Mr. Chairman.
Well,
How are we doing here?
I'm gonna render my own opinion
I can't even.
because I had already met with the town administrator and the library director, and we had talked about this, and regardless of whether this passes, whether it doesn't pass, whatever, the issue about parking is at a premium down here. And parking, if we'll do a disfavor, something, if we don't have as many parking spaces as we can up.
They should fill that place with
You know, I'd rather see a parking lot up there than the library,
Yeah.
to be honest with you. But, so I think by our bylaw, you were supposed to have 71 parking spaces and you were asking for 59 or something like
Well, there
that.
isn't anything in there specific to a public library. And so we.
Square footage.
So. just
Square
basically-
footage for a municipal building, I think. There was something that said 71.
That's on the summary right there was on the following page. The closest thing that we found is an educational building. And we aren't really an educational building. And so what we were suggesting is, the Board of Library Commissioners has in the Board of Massachusetts regulations, a recommendation or a guideline for one space per 400 square feet, plus accessible parking, plus staff. And that comes out to 59, which is what we're showing on the site right there. There was an earlier version of this plan that had.
Mr. Chairman, for the taxpayers of the town, I don't think we need a new library.
Who noted?
Okay.
We just wanted to make sure that we kept you up to date about where we were at. We discussed this with the permanent building committee and based on their guidance, we put together that plan and we wanted to make sure that you folks got a chance to see it. Where we go from here is really going to depend on a number of things. The first thing is going to be the results of the grant application with the Board of Library Commissioners, and if they decide to give an award, then it's going to be up to the town to vote their portion.
Yeah. What's, since you're here, what's the estimated cost of this whole project?
The Board of Library Commissioners has asked that we hold off on doing cost estimating until after they get back to us.
Till after they jam it down their throat.
It's,
That's great.
this is a new process for the Board of Library Commissioners. I haven't gone through it with them before.
I want to tell you the truth.
Hey, let's buy this car, but we don't want to tell you how much it's going to cost till after you buy it.
So we'll do it, the way it would work is they will decide whether or not there's any things that need to be fixed or changed in the plan. If there is, we'd make that modification, send it out for a cost estimate, and then they would calculate what your grant amount would be.
Okay.
That's the way it's been explained to us. This is the first time they've done this with this. They've been doing library grants since the mid '80s, about every 5, 6, 7 years, and this is the first time they've done this, so.
What
Normally,
happens if it doesn't get approved, the grant?
if the grant doesn't get approved, then it's completely up to the town, whether or not they decide they want to pursue doing something on their own or not.
Right. Okay.
And we'll do, whatever the town would like.
Well, like I said earlier, I think that the more parking spaces you can have in a place like that, the better off we are. So I don't know what else you're looking for.
That's pretty much it. Like I said, we meet all the other requirements for zoning. And the only one that was really a question was the number of parking spaces, because we didn't.
The space to add parking.
We'll have to hire 4 more people to take care of the place. Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Good night. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just got a couple things.
You got anything else, Paul?
Yeah, I just gotta look through these bills real quick and sign these.
Well, while we're still under green light, I would like to invite all the Facebook planners out there to come on down to our meetings. Every Tuesday, same time, every first Tuesday of the month, 6 o'clock.
Tom,
Love to hear your input live.
why has there been some feedback?
Well, they all know how to do it better. Everybody knows how to do it better.
Thank you. I reviewed the minutes from November.
Motion to approve.
All in favor?
Aye.
These are all set. Oh, yeah, for voting business?
I think so.
Sign this last one. This is for the calculation.
I'm gonna leave this at the Crystal Club.
Motion closed.
We don't need it.
Second, all in favor?
Great.
Aye.